This discussion provides clarity for 5 basic questions related to ultimate reality of the nature and beyond the ultimate reality of the nature. The first question is, who is the human being? The second question is, who is the real self? Third question is, what is happening to real self presently? Fourth question, why is it happening to real self? Fifth question, how to become the wisdom and bring inner peace forever. All these questions are explained based on my experiments and analysis about myself, or three energies which constitute the human being. All discussion points are based on seeing the ultimate reality of the nature and beyond the ultimate reality of the nature. I share my findings for others' benefit so that others can also find the true ultimate reality. Let me take the first and second questions together. They are, who is the human being and who is the real self? The human being is a result of a process where three energies are attached and interact in each other. These energies are human genes, thoughts, and the power of moving thoughts, or the real self. However, average person can see only one energy is working. Let's understand how these energies are connected. The real self, or the power of moving thoughts, is connected to material world via thoughts. Thoughts are generated from brain, and human brain is a product of human genes. As we know, human brain and thoughts are temporary energies because an average person can live up to 80 years. The real self, or the power of moving thoughts, is a permanent energy. Therefore, there is no birth or death to this energy. Why the real self, or the power of moving thoughts, connected to material world? The reason is to enjoy the pleasure in sensations or deriving satisfaction from sensory experiences. This is happening due to unawareness or lack of understanding about who is the real self. Let's understand little bit in detail how the real self is enjoying the pleasure in sensations. The real self is attached to thoughts, and brain works based on thoughts. Based on thoughts, brain use eye to watch, ear to listen, nose to smell, tongue to taste, sexual organ to work, and brain itself to think. In summary, the real self, or the power of moving thoughts, uses the 5 sensory organs and brain via thoughts to connect to material world to enjoy the pleasure in material world. What are these pleasures in the material world? Beautiful pictures, lovely sounds, pleasant smells, delicious food, sexual delight, thinking and recalling, all 5 sensory experiences. All these sensations belong to material world. One needs to understand why these sensations are created in material world. The real self presently see or understand these sensations belongs to itself. Let's now understand how these sensations are created in material world, or genes and genes functionality. Human genes are set of basic energies with set of instructions to create human body to protect human genes. Human brain is the center for human body. Genes are operating based on survivability. When genes are operating based on survivability, basic intentions can be noted. They are, first, selfishness, because survivability is the key. The second one is the fear, hiding from powerful genes. Third one is the greediness, destroying other genes for food. Fourth one is the attraction or desire to reproduce the genes. Sexual delight is part of reproduction here. Genes are used in many strategies to achieve those intentions. There are many examples in the nature. Let's take trees. Trees produce attractive flowers with different colors or produce nectar to attract other species to expand the pollination, so that reproduction of genes is very effective. Another example is raw mangoes or young mangoes. Their color is green and not attractive to other species because young mango is not ready for reproduction. When mango is ready for reproduction, then it uses yellow, orange or red colors to attract other species. Same way, the taste. When it is ready for reproduction, the mango is more sweeter and attractive to other species. Therefore, reproduction is effective. All sensations in the material world are created for gene survivability and reproduction. This can be witnessed via five sensory organs and thinking process. The human brain is a sophisticated biological machine ever built by the nature or human genes. As per my experiments and analysis, human brain has three parts. Two parts are functioning unintentionally and the third part is functioning intentionally. The first part is to take care of the human body itself. Breathing, blood circulation, digesting system, energy production are few examples. The functionality is unintentional. The second part is to take care of the survivability of human body and reproduction. Examples: unintentional movements when seeing the danger, unintentional actions when seeing food, or when a male and a female see each other. The third part of the brain works based on the thoughts or intentions. When we give conditions to brain reacts based on those conditions. If brain receive information via five sensory organs supporting these conditions, then attraction, or we can call desire, is created. If the brain receives information not supporting these conditions, then repulsion or anger is created, because the brain is a machine created by the nature. Let's take another example in real world. You can see that your spouse is talking to your neighbor. What type of intentions are created within you? Maybe suspicion, anger, desire, jealousy, so and so forth. It depends on person to person. Let's now understand how these intentions are created. Suspicion. Lack of information lead to suspicion. Anger. If you have stored negative information about your neighbor, then anger is created. Desire. If you have stored positive information about your neighbor, then desire is created. Jealousy. If you inculcate ego, then jealousy is created. This is the reality going on in your brain. How silent or calm you are to see this reality. This path will ensure that each person who is in this path will see this reality. An average person cannot see this reality. Therefore, an average person will activate the intentions. In this example, one will continue with suspicion, another will continue with anger, Another will continue with desire. Another will continue with jealousy. So, normal person makes these intentions live. People who made their real self to become the wisdom, they do not make these intentions live because they have gone beyond the ultimate reality of the nature. The intentions are the ultimate reality of the nature. This path is to go beyond the ultimate reality of the nature. Let's now understand what are thoughts. Thoughts can be defined as intentions, ideas, opinions, conclusion or statements. As per my discussion up to this point, there are 4 ways of generating thoughts or intentions. The first one via genes. The second one via responses to information received from 5 sensory organs. These 2 types of thoughts are generated from first and second part of the brain. Third way of generating thoughts is via thinking process. Fourth one is the real self or the power of moving thoughts. Third and fourth ways of generating thoughts are from third part of the brain, which is based on intentions. Thoughts generated from first and second part of the brain are unintentional. These thoughts are based on gene survivability and reproduction. Examples are creation of self. This is because of survivability. Fear, hiding from powerful genes for survivability. Greediness, food for survivability. Attraction, sexual delight due to reproduction. Affection, production of milk to nourish their young. These are basic level of intentions. These basic intentions will go to next level when the third part of the brain starts working. That is the thinking. Examples are ego. Ego is a higher version of self. Desire. Desire is a higher version of greediness or attraction. Anger. Anger is a higher version of desire. Revenge. Revenge is a higher version of anger. Jealousy. Jealousy is a higher version of ego. Dishonest. Dishonest is a higher version of ego, maybe desire, anger, jealousy. Rationality. Rationality is a higher version of thinking. Reality. Reality is a higher version of rationality. Intelligence. Intelligence is a higher version of reality. Love, higher version of intelligence. And affection. The real self possesses all these intentions because it has been going behind the pressure in the material world. The real self is more powerful with these intentions. That is why it has the ability to move the thoughts or intentions. Let's now understand how real self or the power of moving thoughts become the wisdom. As I mentioned, the human being is a combination of 3 energies. Those are genes or human body, thoughts or intentions. The third one is the real self or the power of moving thoughts. Genes or human body and thoughts are temporary energies. There is no real self in these energies. These 2 energies represent energy combinations. These energy combinations are for a certain period. Therefore, the third energy is the real self or the power of moving thoughts and can become the wisdom. Let's understand about the real self. The summation of all intentions form your real self. Examples are ego, desire, anger, fear, dishonest, jealousy, love, intelligence, so and so forth. Presently, your nature is changed with these intentions. One time you become the anger, another time you become the fear, another time you become the ego, another time you become the kindness. You can see that your nature continue to change within you. This path is to stop this journey within you. When you have more intentions, your journey within yourself is on. Why these intentions are within you? Because the lack of understanding of your real self and how the intentions are created or where those intentions belong to. You need to study your behaviors. You need to find out why your nature is changing from one mood to another mood. You need to do this study and analysis until you find the real reasons. Presently, your knowledge filled with many assumptions, opinions, conclusions from external world. You never analyzed this information when accepting. Therefore, unreality part of your knowledge is very strong. When you start analyzing reasons in changing your nature, then the reality part of your knowledge start building. One day, the reality part of your knowledge will take over the unreality part of your knowledge. That point onwards, intelligence is active. In the meantime, you need to inculcate the affection and love because human brain is a product of human genes. Human genes are operating based on survivability. That means the selfishness. You need to start thinking about others' happiness and their basic needs. You can question whether you are ready to fulfill others' basic needs. You need to start thinking from others' perspective. When you develop intelligence about reality of the nature and inculcate the love and affection, you can build the wisdom. Once you build the wisdom, your nature will not be changed. This means that the journey of changing your nature within yourself is stopped. In other words, your real self will not go behind the pleasure in the material world. Your real self will remain in peace forever. You have to do this while your brain is active. Thinking ability is possible only via a human brain. Once your real self becomes the wisdom, your real self will not use the five sensory organs and brain via thoughts for pleasure. After the death of the brain, the real self will remain in peace forever. That's all I want to talk about in this video. If you have comments, please include those in comment section. Thank you.